Hey Blaze, how's it going?
Good, Joe's. Good seeing you, man. Good seeing
Yeah,
you. How
same
about
here, same
yourself?
here. Yeah, same here. So welcome to 5 Minute Takes. The goal here is just to ask you one question. I might ask you a second question, but usually it's one question, and then depending on how your answer goes, I ask you a second question. And so I'll just start off with so we're talking pipeline generation strategies today, and so I'm going to know your three best pipeline generation strategies.
Sure. So a little bit biased here, but I think number one, tracking former customers for job changes is probably the the gold standard for easy, low-hanging fruit. That's number one. And then there's a few different factors that are involved in there as well. So even if they weren't a former customer, let's say a closed lost prospect, like they may not have purchased in the past because of either budget or competition. But now that they're in a new position, this could potentially be a new avenue for them to re-explore and then reactivate that relationship. So that's number one, like tracking job change movement is huge. Number two, I think it's a three-pronged strategy of still making cold calls, um, sending LinkedIn voice notes and emails to your prospects. So same time within this in the same day, use either the phone and then follow up via LinkedIn voice note to humanize it. Um, Referencing the email that was sent as just like a quick way to personalize and warm up the prospect. So that's number two, like three channel approach. And then number three, I would say, is cold calls. Like just don't stop making cold calls, even if things are going well. Like you can never have too much pipeline. So I would say like pipeline cures all anxiety, but still like, the
Yeah,
phone is the fastest way and the most efficient way to build pipeline. So it's kind of a blend of all of the three, but I rely heavily on the phones tracking former customers, and then within this approach, it's following up via LinkedIn voice notes, email, and the phone. So kind of all over the place, but this is the way that I keep pipeline healthy and make sure that things are going through the funnel.
that sounds awesome. Like this sounds like three good strategies to follow. I think yeah, I have a follow-up question. What do you think is your best advice or your like how does one get the best out of the strategies? I mean, like everyone has like best practices, so maybe that's what I'm asking. Like, what are your best practices for getting the best out of this?
Yeah, so I think like with sales these days, it all comes down to discipline, and that's discipline in avoiding all kind of distractions, whether that's Slack going off, emails coming through that aren't as particularly relevant. You've got Instagram, Twitter, everything's going off. So I think the best thing to do is put your phone on focus mode for the working hours. Block like I pretty much check Slack maybe once every couple of hours to see if there's any fires, but really focus on your time and make it as efficient as possible by blocking your calendar. So have a morning call block, and then followed by follow up messages and LinkedIn connection requests after that. And so it's just being very diligent with your time and making sure that it doesn't slip through the cracks.
Yeah, I feel like that tip works basically for everything. Like, yeah, I mean, works for sales, but I feel like it also works for even me in content. Like, just block out time because then it feels like these days it feels like you have to deal with all distractions from work and then from social media and all those things. But thanks, man. Like, this was
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you so much and for doing this.
Yeah, Doze, thanks for having me, man. That's
Sure,
pretty
man.
fun.